Welcome back, mathletes. We have our next lesson. It's another math property. So, yesterday we had talked about commutative properties and associative properties, along with some other properties involving 0 or 1. And now we have another math property. This one is only used for multiplication purpose. So there isn't an addition property, although there could be adding or subtracting in the problem. The property itself is a way of multiplying, and we use this property just like the other ones to simplify our math expressions. So let's take a moment to kind of think about this. When you see the expression 3 and then parentheses, b plus 5, it's really saying 3 groups of b plus 5. So here's one group of b plus 5 and another group of b plus 5 and a third group of b plus 5. When there's 3 groups of b plus 5, it looks like that. So if I wanted to put all of my b's together, because that's a way of simplifying, there ends up being 3 of them, one B, another B, and a third B. If I wanted to put my constants together, 5, 10, 15 total. So 3 groups of B plus 5 is really 3 B's plus 15. So if 3 groups of b plus 5 is really 3b plus 15, is there a quicker method to simplify? And there is. It's the distributive property. So the distributive property, and you have this information on the back of your properties handout. It has a lot of information though because it has a couple different options for you here. When we have this property, it's a way of multiplying some kind of value by everything inside the parentheses. The word distribute really means to share, and how we're sharing in this property is through multiplication. So the format starts off looking like this structure, where A represents some kind of a value, B could be a number or it could be a variable, and C could be a number or it could be a variable to represent an unknown number. So this is the way the structure starts off looking. But when it's done, it ends up looking more like this, where we multiply A times B and we multiply A times C. Because if we have a variety of groups of B and a variety of groups of C, we can show that there's groups of something just by doing a multiplication of it. So your handout has a connection idea, so you can kind of apply this to the real world. If we wanted to take this ice cream cone and give this ice cream cone to all the kids, we would give the ice cream cone to the girl, and then at the end, she has the ice cream cone. But then we'd also want to give or distribute the ice cream cone to the boy. And then in the end, he has the ice cream cone as well. When we take this idea and we connect it to math, looking at some kind of variable group or algebraic expressions, we would do 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 3 times y, which just looks like 3 y's. So instead of having to do 3 groups of 4 plus y and breaking it down to one group, another group, and another group, there's a faster way of doing it. Because really what we're going to end up doing is putting the 4's together, 4, 8, 12, and that's where this number comes from. And then adding 1, 2, 3 y's to it, and that's where this number comes from. So if we can make this process a little bit simpler using the distributive property, It will save us from having to rewrite this problem, and we can really just multiply. On the second example here, a 3 times x, or 3 groups of x, looks just like this. Minus sign in between them, 3 groups of 2, or 3 times 2, which is just 6. So next year you'll call this 3 groups of negative 2, which ends up being negative 6. So it's a way of multiplying as a shortcut. So you'll be multiplying the term. Remember, term is like a puzzle piece to a math expression. Whatever value is on the outside, let's say it's a 5, you're going to multiply that by all the stuff inside the parentheses. So our terms inside the parentheses could be a variable term, could also be a constant. We could have a value on the outside, again, like a 5. Maybe we have a constant and then a variable. We could have a term on the outside followed by a variable, subtracting a constant. Either way, we're going to multiply everything inside the parentheses by the term outside. So we would do 5 times y plus 5 times 6 and simplify that. Or 5 times 3 plus 5 times b and simplify that. Or 8 times q minus 8 times 2 and simplify that. And so we're using the distributive property as just a way to make our math problem a little bit simpler looking. Hasn't been solved yet, especially if there's a variable in it. All we're doing is making this idea a little bit simpler. So in my example here, I have 4 groups of a plus 6, and I'm going to multiply 4 times a plus 4 times 6. Now I know that 4 times a has a simpler way of being written, just 4 times a. Plus 4 times 6 has a simpler number, and that's a 24. So although it's not solved, 4a plus 24 is a simpler way of looking at the math expression for groups of a plus 6. Using the distributive property allows you to remove those parentheses and end up with only these 2 terms. I'll give you one to try. We'll pause the video while you simplify this expression using the distributive property. So we were going to multiply 2 times r, which looks like that, plus 2 times 7, which looks like this. 2 times r has a simpler way of looking, just 2r, because that means multiply as well, plus 2 times 7 is really just a 14. So we end up with a simpler expression, 2r plus 14, or 2 times r plus 14. Remember, we can't add a variable term like 2r's with a constant like 14. That's impossible. One of them has an unknown and one of them is fully known. My next example here is to simplify this expression using the distributive property. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 10, and I'm just going to solve that, which is 30, plus, now I'm going to multiply this term by the variable term. I also have 3 groups of n, which just looks like this. So my simpler expression is 30 plus 3n, or 30 plus 3 times n. But I can't put the 30 and the 3n together because one is a constant and one has a variable, but at least my math problem is a little bit simpler. you try to simplify this expression using the distributive property. So you should have done 4 times 11, and that's a 44, plus 4 groups of k, which just looks like 4 times k. 44 is a constant, and 4 times k has a variable attached to that term. So we can't add these together any farther, but at least we've gotten rid of the parentheses, which has made our problem look a little bit simpler. How'd you do? Understanding how to use the distributive property to simplify expressions? Here's my next one. Do 8 groups of C, which just looks like that. This time, though, I'm going to subtract 8 groups of 2. And 8 groups of 2 is just 16. So I end up with a simpler 8C minus 16. And I can't go any farther until somebody tells me the value of C. But for now, at least it's a little bit simplified. Notice when it was a subtraction symbol between the terms, it stayed a subtraction symbol between the simplified terms as well. Next year, you'll say 8 groups of -2, and that's still a -16. Here's one for you to try. What's a simpler way of talking about 5 groups of s minus 3? We'll pause the video while you distribute. So 5 times s is just 5s is the simplest way to write it. Remember, that's still a multiply when the number and the variable are side by side. And then we have minus 5 groups of 3, which is really just a 15. And we can't put the 5s and the 15 together because one has a variable and one doesn't. It's a constant. But at least this is a simplified expression. How'd you do? My next example is where the distributive property would be used in the real world. So let's read my situation. There's a family of 4. They go to the movies. The cost of each ticket is $2, and each treat deal is $4. We're going to write a math expression. We want it to show the cost if each family member gets a ticket and a treat deal. Well, I know I'm going to buy 4 of these because there's 4 members in the family. And everything that they're going to buy is like this. So I'm going to buy 4 tickets and treat deals. And because the treat deals are $4, but I don't know the price of the tickets, I'm going to write it with a variable t. Now, every ticket is an unknown value. But whenever they tell me tickets today are $8 or however much they are, I need to multiply that ticket cost by 4 because I need to pay for a ticket 4 times so that the whole family gets to go. But then there's an extra cost besides the tickets. And this is the treat deals. So if each treat deal is $4 and we need to buy 4 of them, 4 groups of $4 treat deals is really $16 spent on snacks. So I'm going to buy 4 tickets and also spend $16 on treats. Now, I can't really solve this until they tell me how much the tickets are, but at least I'll have one spot to drop that variable and then know I'm also spending $16 extra just on treats. Give you one to try that's a real world. 3 people go to Starbucks. The cost of each coffee is we don't know. Each muffin, though, is $2. What would be an expression you could use to show the cost if each person is planning on getting a coffee and a muffin? Once you have your expression written, use the distributive property to make it a little bit simpler. We'll pause the video while you work. So your expression should have looked like this originally. 3 representing the people, And then each person is going to get a coffee and a muffin. The coffee price we don't know. We use the variable C. And as an add idea, and the muffin cost we do know. It's $2. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy 3 coffees, which is just 3 times C. And as soon as we know the price per coffee, we can buy 3 of them by multiplying by 3. And we're also going to spend 3 groups of $2, which is really $6 for muffins. So a simpler way is to buy 3 coffees and spend $6 extra for a muffin. How'd you do? Were you able to write an expression and then use the distributive property to simplify? My next example is going to get a little bit more complicated. I still want to start off with the distributive property. So multiply 6 times 4, which is 24, plus 6 times m, which is just 6m. Now, the plus 5 part of the original expression is not in the parentheses, so I don't get 6 groups of that. It's just an extra 5. But because now I've taken the complicated expression and rewritten it down below, I can simplify with some of my other math properties. So we learned that we can move numbers around. We also learned that we can shift parenthesis symbols around. And when we do that, it's another way to simplify our problem. So because I have 24 as a constant and 5 more now as a constant, I can put those constants together and call it 29. And then the variable term just gets added on the end. So 29 plus 6m is a way simpler way of talking about that original math expression. I went from having 1, 2, 3, 4 terms down to just 1, 2. We'll give you one that's a little bit more complicated and see if you can use all the different ways of simplifying to make the problem a little bit simpler. Start off with distributive property. So the distributive property would have gotten you from 5 groups of 5 plus b down to 25 plus 5b's. 5 times 5 gives you the 25, and 5 times b gives you the 5b. But we also have this extra 13, so kind of throw that on the end of the expression. And now we're looking here. A 25 is a constant, but so is a 13. And I can join these together by adding the 13 on. So take the 25 and add 13 more to end up with a 38 instead. And then we just have plus 5b. We can't put the 38 and the 5b together. One of them represents a constant and one of them has a variable attached. But at least where we're at right now is a little bit simplified from where we started. How'd you do? Were you able to simplify a pretty complicated problem? So we're going to see how you're doing with the distributive property.